I should say something related to the Reapers, but either way, it's such a grand endeavor, and humanity is so new to the galactic stage that I don't think it was funded solely by humanity. Now, I'm almost certain that the game will actually feature a little bit of Mass Effect 2, or at least the the galaxy during that time period. Basically, maybe where the initiative is to be launched, maybe it will only feature that part, but either way, it is clear that the method of everyone surviving until they get there is done via cryogenic stasis, as the only other species that could survive such a long journey are the Asari and the Krogan. They live to be more than 1,000 years. In fact, I think I should say, from the Mass Effect trilogy is roughly 14 to 1500 years old. As for everyone else, no. Humanity, it is actually stated it's rare for a human to live past 150 in this case. Now, on the planets we can explore, we know that we will see various flora and fauna that we have never seen before. Of course, we're going to a different galaxy, and we can, of course, see a beast, and it's a four-legged beast, and it's really quite menacing. But I don't know whether I am unhappy about the fact that the Mako does not have weapons or not. Apparently, it's only an exploration vehicle, but if it did have weapons, apparently no, it doesn't though, but if it did, it could help you take out such beasts. But either way, I don't know whether it makes me unhappy or not. Anyway though, the fact that the male rider was seen on board the Hyperion with their father before it was crashing, and of course while it was crashing, basically it implies that the riders did not have a ship of their own. Maybe the Tempest, which becomes the Pathfinder's ship, is awarded to them when the initiative, I keep saying basically, realizes that the current Pathfinder is out of action, and that is kind of resplendent of Mass Effect 1, where Shepard is only the XO, the executive officer, the second in command, and then suddenly they become a Spectre and they are thrust in a new ship, and it's all alien to them, it's all new. They've got to get to know the ship and the crew. Clearly it is something akin to that. Now, the fact that we can briefly hear an AI or VI saying welcome back implies that there will be an EDI-like character in the game. I only say implies because that does not mean it is set in stone, though that would kind of be cool, because EDI and Joker worked really well together. We get a look at one of the new alien races. It is really quite large and menacing, though we do not really get a good picture of it. Now, I think this is actually the Reaper-style race, as there are several clips seen of this alien holding Ryder and her crew hostage. There's also a voice heard that sounds actually quite like Javik, the Prothean from Mass Effect 3, and this voice is saying this is incredible and I have a bad feeling, followed right away by talks of something about a gravity well, but more about the gravity well a bit later on. Maybe the voice that is saying these things is talking about the hologram that can be seen, which may detail what has happened in the Andromeda Galaxy. Maybe it's akin to the beacons that showed Shepard the vision of the Reapers that that invaded the Milky Way galaxy. Well, we really don't know. I'm thinking it does talk about this so-called gravity well. Basically, if you do not know, gravity is one of the 4 founding forces of the universe, and if you were to manipulate gravity, you would be a very powerful person, a very powerful being who I doubt anyone really could stop. Unless you're in space, because there's really no gravity there, but that's not the point. We can also see that the gravity well, we can see Ryder, I think it is, kicking a rock into there, and what appears to be a Mass Effect field holding it up. Or I should say a biotic field. Now, biotics manipulate dark energy for various effects, and it actually is quite interesting that, we can see this display of the well's power. Now, whether it's only gravity or it does feature this form of biotics, we don't know, But regardless, after this we can see some form of cataclysmic event that I think is also based around the well. Whether this is only a planet-wide event or not, we don't know, and whether it is sort of, how would I put it, whether it's an executable command issued by the world because it knows something is happening and it is being tampered with, we don't know again. Now we do again see an alien, though we don't know if it's the same one. Wow. Regardless, it can be seen holding a weapon, and really, to me, it is a good thing that this game is featuring new weapons, potentially new suits of armor, well, of course, new races, maybe new types of ships. That would be a good thing. Now, it would be cool if there was also new technology, basically akin to the fact that the Reapers outclassed every other race so far, and so laughably that you basically had to swarm them like a swarm of Africanized killer bees in order to make a dent in their armor. Maybe it's akin to that. Maybe the new technology makes us seem weak and we've got to get our hands on it. I don't know, but it would be a cool talking point. Now, we do get a good shot of some aliens entering some form of structure. To me, you can see that they have blue faces, and they sort of look like a blue version of the Protoss from the StarCraft universe, though, again, nothing is really known of these aliens. BioWare is very discreet like that. They just give you enough information to keep you interested, but you get frustrated at the same time, and you want more, and then you're frustrated because you can't really get more, and when you finally get more, you're still frustrated because what appears to be more is really very obscure, like it is here. So anyway, near the end of the trailer, it seems we are under attack from a mechanical creature, or maybe something like a Reaper. You can see the sheer scale of it, and though it reminds me of the battles against Sovereign and the Reaper on Rannoch, the Aquarian homeworld, and even to a point the Reaper on Tuchanka that the giant Thresher Maw Calros took out, we don't know anything about it other than it's freaking huge. Now, this does open the way for several huge battles that could basically be played out, but again, speculation, we don't know. Either way, one hit from that and you're pretty much dead. That's all that's obvious. Now, I do actually want to point out that at no point am I saying that the Reapers have somehow survived, if they were indeed taken out, or that they are present in this galaxy, as it seems that those Reapers were focused solely in the Milky Way galaxy and the original trilogy, and given what happens in Mass Effect 3, all of the Reapers either die or they return to dark space. Dark space is the space in between galaxies, which does indeed mean that they cannot go, well, they're not in another galaxy, or maybe they're made into slaves to rebuild the galaxy. But either way, again, I'm not saying that the Reapers are in this galaxy. It just seems as a form of enemy or enemies that are quite similar in their design. Now, I do think that the scene where Ryder and the Krogan and the Solarian fleeing towards ships is actually in the beginning of the game. Maybe, well, my views on that are based around the fact that the Andromeda Initiative was so widespread. Maybe the Alliance didn't want that, and they sent a Black Ops seller in there to stop them. We know the Alliance would have been fearful the fact that colonies were disappearing left, right, and centre. But either way, it's a bit more speculation. But it is evident that we won't just be seeing humans returning from the original games, and indeed that would be very xenophobic if it was only humans facing all of the new races in this new galaxy. Now, the final scene focuses around Ryder's crew being held captive by an alien, who I think is the same alien from the very beginning. We don't know, but either way, it does look aesthetically really quite cool. You can see a halo-like crown around its head, though again I think this is purely for decoration. What is important here is it saying, now I know what makes you special. We don't know what this could be, or really what it's talking about, but Game Informer has apparently confirmed that Ryder's family has a mystery revolving around them that players will apparently be able to discover and dissect. Maybe it's a special trait inherent in the Ryder's gene pool, though again, speculation. We don't know. Anyway, that's going to be it, though if there is anything I did miss, please put it in the comments section and I will do my best to look at it. All the links to the sources I have used, again, are in the description. Now, apparently there's going to be another big release in mid-December, and apparently Game Informer are doing a month of releases, or I should say a month of talk on what has happened. Maybe they have footage that we don't have that was given to them by BioWare, and BioWare is basically releasing it vicariously. I don't know, but either way, I'm looking forward to seeing what we can see, and if there's really nothing until that point, I'll still be trying to find things regardless. But either way, until we get more information, this is going to be it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll do my best to cover that information when we see it, but anyway, have a good one.